Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Sunday, October 20th, around 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 2024. The GFS models are showing snow pushing forward against the climate alarmist wishes. Keep calm. It's boom time. The Front Range Mountains of Colorado expected to pick up accumulating snow tonight and into Monday. What a fun day. Take a look at the totals there on the European model. We've got evacuations lifted after snow spells. Good news for the Yellow Lake fire. This fire in Duchenne County in California is now being quelched by the snow in the region. Good news there. It's also snowing in Arizona. Check out some of these photos. Holy macaroni. Yes, snow on the San Francisco peaks indeed. And at least 2 dead and hundreds rescued in severe New Mexico flash flooding as a result of these storms. Now, if you follow us over on Twitter, on our X account, Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave, now X, you'll get all the latest updates on all the flooding. So let's take a look at some of the tragic video. This is earlier in the day. You can see the high water marks on these homes. All this flooding has just happened now due to this winter storm. And unfortunately, take a look at this. Now, this does not have anything to do with weather modification or HARP or cloud seeding. This has everything to do with what we know has been going on with the climate, and that is Hunga Tonga. The eruption in December or January of 2022 here at the New Year has put 13% more moisture into the atmosphere. It is now equally distributed around the world, and we will see flooding events from the Arctic to the Antarctic in the coming years until this moisture is depleted. Still currently 0.5 parts per million above normal. So we've got a long way to go till we get to neutral, and that means more flooding rains for the entire world. Now, if you're wondering about all of the fear-mongering about mud floods on the interwebs, these do happen. And the major mud flood that buried all the buildings was during the volcanic winter of 536. So any buildings in North America have no associated with these mud floods. They would be more associated with the mud floods of the Dalton minimum in the 1850s. But the volcanic winter of 536 buried most of Rome and ended the Eastern Roman Empire. Yeah, killing everyone, burying them in mud. Oh, and if you didn't know, that was also a volcanic winter from a volcano. How do you like them apples? Western North Carolina residents are frustrated on top of frustrated in the Halley recovery. Many people still without power. Just a handful in the number of a few hundred, but there are hundreds of people missing. They're getting no answers. FEMA appears to be covering up the losses. And, well, they are removing people from their property, saying they cannot rebuild in many of these regions at all. What a tragedy. Now, there is also more flooding. The October supermoon, the king tide, is providing the leeway here. Hollywood, Florida, strong waves, coastal flooding, and eroded beach in the town of Hollywood. This all has to do with the king tide, the highest tide of the year, and this one being associated with the full hunter moon. A full hunter moon king tide boom, apparently. Hurricane Oscar has reached Cuba this afternoon. It will not be impacting the upper 48. Good news. But bad news for Cuba as it suffers its third major setback to restoring the national grid, leaving millions in the dark. Well, what do you expect from a communist nation? So please vote accordingly so we don't become that. On Friday, around midday, the island's largest power plant shut down, triggering Cuba's biggest blackout in 2 years, and now a hurricane making landfall will add insult to injury. The current position of Oscar is right over Cuba. Currently, maximum sustained winds at 75 miles per hour, hours of powers. It's going to rapidly rafe its way across Cuba and move its way out into the mid-Atlantic, but not before it hits some of the southern and eastern Bahama Islands. Bad news for those guys. And in fact, a hurricane warning is in effect for portions of the northern coast of eastern Cuba, where Oscar is expected to make landfall, which it already has. Why is this not updated is anyone's guess. Yeah, that's still the same message. Oscar is expected to produce a dangerous storm surge in portions of the north shore of eastern Cuba this afternoon and evening. It is now ongoing. But through midweek, heavy rainfall from Oscar will lead to areas of significant, potentially life-threatening flash flooding along with mudslides across portions of eastern Cuba, especially within the Sierra Maestra. In addition, localized flash flooding will be possible across southeastern Bahamas. And here's the full forecast. Severe thunderstorms for portions of the southern plains, strong systems impacting the Pacific Northwest. A few severe thunderstorms and localized heavy rainfall will affect portions of the plains through Monday. Meanwhile, a strong Pacific system is expected to move onshore with strong winds and accumulating snow for the highest terrain. For Alaska, an early season winter storm will bring dangerous seas, strong winds, and heavy snow through early this week. The United States East Coast remains tranquil until a few days from now when it will be pummeled. Well, it will be hit by some minor snow here happening on the 27th of October. Just a few days away. In fact, a week from now. More snow will be falling into the Colorados through the next, all night into the morning. You can see more accumulations there on the Rocky Mountain front there. Heavy snow will make its way across Canada through the week into Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Next week, looking to be another storm moving down to the Rocky Mountain front, bringing more snowpack, which is good news for a depleted system that already exists. Here is the snowfall for the last 72 hours. Yes, quite significant. Many areas receiving, especially in New Mexico here near Taos, 2 feet of snow or more in just the last few days. The basins are showing a great recovery for the south. Most of the basins here are 100% normal or greater. A few are depleted, but it is the northern basins that we are waiting for more activity. The good news is the GFS is showing that a recovery is possible in just a week. Seismic update. Good news, low-level activity worldwide. We do have some maybe enhanced activity in South America here. The biggest of the rumblers happening in Argentina, 5.7 there at 100 kilometers of depth. So we do have some blot echo activity. A unique outlier in Kyrgyzstan at 4.6. Who knew? Now you do. 2.5 in Oklahoma wraps up the frac quakes for the day. As it appears, the big island of Hawaii in Pahala, a 3.3, is getting quite a little jiggy. Speaking of jiggy, worldwide volcano news. The list for eruptions today, October 19th, is literally insane. It is voluminous, so we're just going to cover a few of the key points here, including Canelon volcano, 10,000-foot blast, Nevado de Ruiz, 24,000-foot, Reventador, 17,000-foot, Fuego to 16. We've got Liwatobi to 9, and many other reports. 9,000 at Dukono, 26,000 from Karimsky, a huge blast there. Holy macaroni. Sangay, 21,000-foot. Santa Guito, 13,000-foot blast. 9,000 for Dukono once again. And let's just roll through this. Fuego to 16. Nevado de Ruiz, 21,000 foot. Coppahue, Cop to Few, 10,000 foot puff today. 15,000 foot for Reventador as well. Semiru, 14,000 foot blast. Sangay to 22,000 foot. Stromboli continues with more mud flows. Popo to 24,000 foot. Holy macaroni. Semiru, who knew? Now you do. 14,000 foot blast there. 14,000 foot at Reventador. 25,000 for Nevado de Ruiz. What a list. Ibu to 12,000. Karimsky, a 6,000 foot puff. Just a minor reaction to the earlier big blast. Nevado de Ruiz, 20,000 foot puff. Popo to 20,000 today. Fantale volcano in Ethiopia. Earthquakes, ground cracks suggest magma intrusion. Precursors of a new eruption? Well, it is a rift zone, and there will be an ocean forming here in the next million years or so. So yeah, of course, it is a new eruption. Sangay to 18.5. Are you picking it up? 6,000 foot blast from Karimsky. Popo to 20,000. Sabancay to 22. Reventador to 13. Still rolling through just a single day of activity. Semiru, who knew? Now you do. Nevado de Ruiz, 20,000 foot blast. Holy macaroni. Karimsky, 6,000 foot puff. And that is a lot of volcanic activity for the day. Hey. Space weather update. The sun has gone quiet. Almost as if it got a memo that it reached solar max and it should now be in solar minimum. But we will see some uptick in reverberations in the coming months and maybe even another geomagnetic superstorm. But the current times are showing all quiet on the Western Front. Nothing to talk about. No chance of micronova or any of that other garbage from those big channels that just make shit up. Halley's Comet debris ignites fiery fireballs in the Orionids tonight and even tomorrow night. We still have more time to get out and look up and be, well, flabbergasted at the extended trails that can last up to minutes from the Orionids. This year's skywatching peaks with the Orionid meteor shower, showcasing bright meteors against the night's brightest stars, with connections to the famed Halley's Comet. 2024 has been a remarkable year for both amateur and professional astronomers with the approach of Comet A3 and the most spectacular aurora that has ever been witnessed in human history since the Carrington event. Well, why not get out and take the opportunity to look up at the Orionid meteor shower? We still have a few more days to go, and the Orionids should hopefully be viewable in both northern and southern hemispheres. Just get out between midnight and dawn and look up. Find a comfortable area with low light and just wait for the majesty. And it could look like something like this, but probably not. Well, if we can't poke fun at the climate change insanity narrative because it will get us blocked and demonetized, we certainly can continue to poke fun at Boeing. Boeing, gone. The Intelsat 33E has lost power in its geostationary orbit, and I did a little research, and guess who owns this baby? Yeah, you got it, Boeing. This is an artist's conception of the Boeing-built Interstat Epic NG satellite, which is, well, not that epic anymore and in fact dead. The Intelsat 33E has lost power in its geostationary orbit, and the satellite is no longer providing communications for customers across Europe, Africa, and parts of the Asian Pacific. Thank God Elon Musk exists and his Starlink satellites, because Boeing is the last person I would want to trust with my air travel or satellite data ever. The company said in a brief news release it is working to move customers into other satellites in Intelsat's fleet or spacecraft operations by third parties, but the satellite is doomed. And guess who's to blame? Boeing. Tomorrow, I have an amazing opportunity to have an open discussion with Peter Ridd, one of the most canceled professors in Australia and one of the great patriots that has been taken down by the cabal of the climate alarmists. Peter Ridd is an expert on the Great Barrier Reef, and he will be exposing the truth before your very eyes, well, in just a few days. He and I will have an amazing discussion tomorrow that we will record, and hopefully we'll get that up as soon as Tuesday night. So stay tuned for more updates on the Peter Ridd interview. And guys, if you want to support the channel and, well, look like a boss, please get into our new campaign over at our merch shop here at Spring. Oppenheimer Ranch Project Creator at Spring. You can get our newest run of Magnetic Excursion ongoing shirts with the awesome back. Let's take a look at this. The back has the Oppenheimer Ranch Project logo, and the front says Magnetic Excursion ongoing. Comes in some fantastic colors for men and women. We also have women's shirts. We've got all of the merch in the store. So don't be a bore. Show your support for the channel. And, well, we win, and you can piss off the public. Well, it's also talking points. In case you didn't know, Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, learned how to make French fries at McDonald's and actually worked the takeout booth. Take a look.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, President Trump! Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody. Crazy. I'm having a lot of fun here, everybody. Look at all the fake news of it. I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I never did. I'm running against...
This is clearly a man for the people. And if you do not vote Donald Trump, please unsubscribe below. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for this channel to continue. A vote for anyone else means we will be canceled in the near future. So if you support the other candidate other than Donald Trump, please unsubscribe now and you can suck it. Hit the thumbs up. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. Get some of the merch. Get some of these awesome shirts in all these awesome colors. I don't even kid. I say it like it is. And we love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that's a boom. Anyone who votes for Kamala Harris can please unsubscribe now.